Picture. Speech
For
off.
the third time of taking this now, I just got interrupted again. So, this will be Old Stories with Kody Mackey. Now, to give a little bit of a premise about me before we start this story off, when I was born totally blind with no usable vision. So, mind you, when I was a kid, I was very curious and did a lot of things that not a normal child would do. For example, I was big into anything mechanical. I didn't like to play with toys. I wanted to, if they had like a play toy of some sort of tool or something when I was younger, they would get me to try to play around with when I was younger. I said, no, I want the real thing. That's how I always was, you know. Or if they had some sort of, if there was something that somebody was doing and I wasn't interested, I would go run to what I was interested in doing. Listening to something or feeling something the way it felt when it was running, like if there was a motor in it or whatever it was. If there was an electric motor in it, you know what I mean? And then when I got older, a little bit older, I started playing even with, internal combustion gasoline engines too. I used to get them from people, and they'd say, "Oh, it doesn't start." I'd say, "Okay, I'll fix it." I was like 10 years old. I used to be able to start fixing engines and stuff because my father taught me how to do all that when I was younger. I used to work on cars too, older cars though, not anything really of today. My father and I, the first car I ever did a lot of work on was a 1978. It was a Chevy Camaro with it was originally an LT, but my father and his friend and I dropped the engine and transmission out of it and put in a straight six cylinder, and made it into a Z28. That car went ridiculously fast. It was if you look up in the General Motors color book, it was in Malibu blue is the color of that car, or was the color of that car. Unfortunately, the car had gotten destroyed because the body was just getting so badly damaged over the years. There was holes in it, it was rotting out, as a lot of GM cars from that time period did. So, but then, of course, I was involved in the fire department. Or I wasn't involved. I shouldn't say that. My family is involved in the fire department. So I would be down at the firehouse all the time as a kid, too. So I had exposure to fire trucks, and I never played with toy fire trucks. I had the real one right there, all the time. And I would be down at the firehouse, and I'd be able to do whatever I wanted on, especially on the parade trucks and stuff, the ones that weren't in service anymore. They used to let me. I learned how to put the engine into pump. I learned how to run the ladder on our current ladder truck. I learned how to run the ladder and everything on it, up and down and stuff. It was cool. I also learned how to do a couple of other things that not a lot of people, even adults, get to know how to do. Or, I shouldn't say, children and let's just say people in general don't get to do in their lifetime. So that was interesting growing up. But here's the story with this. So we would eat dinner, and this was a ritual for me growing up. I would sit in front of the dishwasher when it was running after dinner each night and listen to it run. Don't know why, but such the mind of a curious blind child. So, I would sit in front of this dishwasher and I'd listen to it. We had an old mid-80s GE pot scrubber machine, which unfortunately is long gone. For those who want to see it, it's long gone. Unfortunately, it had a tub leak, which could have been fixed. It was just the seal around the tub, which was leaking out the bottom of the door on the right-hand side. I know that could have been fixed, but of course, when we got rid of it, I didn't know that. I was a kid. So that thing was long gone from then on. But I used to listen to that thing all the time growing up. Now, my family friend, I call him my uncle, but he's he's not blood related to me. He's a family friend. Russell he has his house, and he also had a similar machine to what I had, except his was a little newer, maybe mid-90s, I'd say, GE machine. Now, we finished dinner that one night. I was probably 3 or 4 years old. And I don't remember what time of month, what time of year this was, whatever it was. I think it was during the summer. So we'd finished eating, and it was like 2003 or 4. And we had loaded the dishwasher, and everybody took their plates, and everybody was just sitting around the house. I was in the kitchen alone, listening to the dishwasher run. Weird, but interesting at the same time, for me at least, when I was, that age. Would I do that now? Of course, I'd be, not interested in what somebody has. Not like I'm going to sit in front of their fucking dishwasher and watch it run. But This is how I was when I was a kid. I used to sit in front of this thing and listen to it run. So he would, all of a sudden, and I was listening to the different stages it was going through, obviously pre-purge. It would fill up with water. It would do its pre-wash. It would drain the first set of water out. Then it would fill up again. That's what the machine will do. Normally, that's how those GE ones work, except it uses a drain solenoid instead of shutting the motor off, spinning it in the other direction, or using a separate drain pump. So those who have had a pot scrubber machine know exactly what I'm talking about. Sharky626, you know what I'm talking about. JK18, you also know what I'm talking about because you've seen his machine. And I'm sure you've seen other ones just like it. Now, well, it was in its main wash cycle, and the soap dispenser had just opened, and all of a sudden, the pump starts making this nasty grinding noise. Now, Russell comes running into the room. Kody, what did you do? And he's joking around with me, obviously. He's like, that's it. You broke it. I'm going to put you in the dishwasher with all the dishes in it. Obviously, that's impossible, but, what does a 4-year-old know? 3-year-old. So what does Kody Mackey do? He goes home that night, and the next morning, while my mother was in the shower, I because I learned how to use the phone as a young kid, too, because I was into electronics and stuff like that. So I learned how to use the phone when I was younger. And they also wanted me to know how to dial the phone in case of a serious emergency, so they taught me how to dial 911. Because we also knew people that worked in the Suffolk County Emergency Services building in Yaphank. So in Yaphank, here on Long Island. So if I accidentally, if a call came through and it was an address, and they said it was just a test call, it wasn't gonna be a problem, and I wouldn't get we wouldn't get locked up for 911 abuse. Now, mind you, it was only one call to show me how to dial it, and we literally dialed it and hung up as soon as the thing was dialed. It actually didn't even do that. They just took the battery out of the cordless phone and said, this is what you press when there's an emergency, da-da-da-da-da, whatever. That doesn't make a difference. What do? It was 7 o'clock in the morning. My mother was in the shower, and I called 911, and I said, Uncle Russell put me in the dishwasher. Okay. And then I hung up the phone. Well, they called back, and I didn't answer, so they sent 2 cops from the 4th Precinct out here with their guns drawn. My mother's getting out of the shower. All of a sudden, she hears a knock on the door. She opens the front door. There's 2 cops, 4th Precinct cops, come marching into my house with their guns drawn. They're like, we heard a call from a child that said that Uncle Russell put him in the dishwasher. And my mother's like, what are you talking about? My son didn't make a call 911. And then I'm standing there like so innocent, like I didn't do anything. Of course I did. I didn't realize what I did, but I did it. And the cop was like, wow. It was interesting because I wasn't in the dishwasher, obviously, but it was an interesting story. Very similar to what, if this video is also for NL.515. Nick, I hope you're watching this. It was great to make this video, and it brought back a lot of memories when you made your video the other day and posted it. This series will continue. I have other stories from when I was younger, and this will go, on for whatever. I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to do it. I think I might do it once a week, every Thursday. JK18 does his on Sundays, so, and we'll see. Leave your feedback in the comments section below. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If anybody sees this and is interested, please comment. I really do want your input. I like feedback from my viewers. I don't care if you're subscribed to me, but it would be generous if you do. And if you're able to leave a comment, I'd like you to leave a comment, because I know there's a bunch of people who are subbed to me who do not leave comments. So, all right. Hope all is well with everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.